Imagine a garden overflowing with life. Sun-drenched tomatoes hang heavy on the vine. Fragrant herbs release their perfume into the air. Fresh herbs and vegetables possess a vibrancy that transforms cooking. They elevate simple dishes into celebrations of taste and texture. Whether you have a sprawling backyard or a sunny windowsill, you can experience the joy of growing your own food. Let the flavors of your garden inspire you to create meals that nourish both body and soul. Let's embark on this journey together, discovering the magic that unfolds when you invite nature's bounty onto your plate. Creating a culinary garden begins with a dream. Close your eyes and envision the flavors you long for. Picture vibrant green basil, plump strawberries, and juicy tomatoes bursting with sunshine. Start by assessing the space you have available. Do you have a spacious backyard, a sunny balcony, or just a windowsill bathed in sunlight? Every bit of space can be transformed into a haven for edible plants. Once you know your space, consider the amount of time you can dedicate to your garden. Next, grab a notebook and sketch out your garden plan. Gardening is a creative process, and there's always something new to discover. Sunlight is the lifeblood of your garden. Most edible plants, especially vegetables and fruits, thrive in full sun, which means at least 6 hours of direct sunlight per day. Observe your garden throughout the day to determine which areas receive the most sunlight. These sunny spots are ideal for growing sun-loving vegetables like tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, and beans. If your garden has areas with partial shade, many leafy greens actually prefer some respite from the intense afternoon sun. For those shady corners, many herbs, including mint, parsley, and cilantro, can tolerate shadier conditions. Even a small amount of sunlight can be enough to support a variety of edible plants. Every region has its own unique climate and growing season. Choosing plants that are well suited to your local climate is crucial for a successful and abundant garden. Start by determining your hardiness zone, which indicates the average minimum winter temperature in your area. Next, consider your region's growing season, the period between the last frost in spring and the first frost in fall. Choose plants with a maturity date that falls within your growing season. Tap into the knowledge of local gardeners, nurseries, and agricultural extension offices. They can provide invaluable insights into the best plants for your specific region. Gardening is a continuous learning process, and there's always something new to discover. Gardening is a dance with the seasons, a harmonious interplay between nature's rhythms and the gardener's touch. Spring awakens the earth from its slumber, bringing forth a symphony of colors and scents. It's the perfect time to sow seeds indoors, starting your plants early and giving them a head start on the growing season. As spring transitions into summer, the garden bursts forth with life. This is the time to transplant your seedlings outdoors. As summer fades into autumn, the garden begins to wind down its productivity. Cool season crops like lettuce, spinach, and kale thrive in the cooler temperatures and shorter days of fall. Embrace the changing seasons and savor the unique flavors that each one brings to your table. Seeds are tiny miracles, each one containing the blueprint for a new plant. Starting your garden from seed allows you to witness the entire life cycle of a plant, from germination to harvest. Before sowing seeds, it's essential to prepare your soil. Loose, well-drained soil provides the ideal environment for seeds to germinate and roots to grow. Amend your soil with compost or other organic matter to improve its texture, drainage, and nutrient content. Once your soil is ready, it's time to sow your seeds. Follow the planting depth and spacing recommendations on the seed packet. Water gently after sowing to avoid dislodging the seeds. Like all living things, plants need water to survive and thrive. Water is essential for photosynthesis, the process by which plants convert sunlight into energy. The frequency and amount of watering your garden needs will depend on factors such as your climate, soil type, and the specific water requirements of your plants. As a general rule of thumb, it's best to water deeply and less frequently. Water early in the morning to minimize evaporation and allow the leaves to dry before nightfall. Feel the soil with your fingers to gauge its moisture level. In addition to water, plants need nutrients to grow strong and healthy. Compost is a fantastic way to add nutrients to your soil. Harvesting your homegrown produce is a moment of pure joy and satisfaction. The flavors of freshly harvested fruits, vegetables, and herbs are unparalleled. Pick your produce at its peak ripeness for the most flavorful experience. Tomatoes should be plump, deeply colored, and slightly soft to the touch. Herbs are best harvested in the morning, after the dew has dried but before the sun's heat becomes too intense. Cut them just above a leaf node to encourage bushier growth. Some plants, like lettuce and spinach, can be harvested gradually by picking individual leaves as needed. Observe your plants, learn their rhythms and enjoy the fruits and vegetables of your labor. The true magic of a culinary garden unfolds in the kitchen. Imagine transforming your freshly harvested bounty into culinary masterpieces. A simple salad of garden-fresh lettuce, tomatoes, and cucumbers becomes a celebration of summer's bounty. A handful of fresh basil elevates a simple pasta dish to new heights of flavor. The key is to let the flavors of your fresh ingredients shine. Don't overcomplicate your dishes with heavy sauces or seasonings. Preserving the flavors of your garden is a wonderful way to enjoy its bounty throughout the year. Imagine opening a jar of homemade tomato sauce in the dead of winter, the aroma transporting you back to the warmth of your summer garden. Gardening is a reciprocal act, a dance between giving and receiving. As you nurture your garden, it, in turn, nourishes you, providing fresh, flavorful food and a deep sense of connection to the natural world. By growing your own food, you're reducing your reliance on industrial agriculture. Gardening also promotes biodiversity, providing habitat for beneficial insects, pollinators, and other wildlife. Even a small garden can have a positive impact on the environment. Gardening is an act of self-reliance and empowerment. By growing your own food, you know exactly what's going into it. You're not just growing food, you're growing a healthier, more sustainable future for yourself and the planet. Creating a culinary garden is a journey of discovery, a rewarding experience that nourishes both body and soul. It's a chance to reconnect with the natural world, to savor the flavors of fresh, seasonal ingredients, and to create a more sustainable and fulfilling way of life. Whether you have a sprawling backyard or a sunny windowsill, the joy of gardening is accessible to everyone. Start small, experiment, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Gardening is a continuous learning process, and every season brings new lessons and opportunities for growth. Embrace the challenges, celebrate the successes, and find joy in the simple act of nurturing life from the ground up. Your garden awaits, a blank canvas ready to be transformed into a culinary masterpiece. Take that step today and discover the boundless joys of a garden of your own.